Hi, little birds. I come to you with an important video. Once again, our wonderful president. He's so amazing and so magnanimous. I just want to worship him. Not. He is a douchebag. And you say, oh, but you're supposed to support the president, support his causes. No. Shutting that down. I don't have to support him on shit. When he attacks me, attacks my group, attacks who I am, attacks my entire core of personhood, and then says I'm not valid because he doesn't understand me, because I'm not right, I'm crazy in the head. So he comes out today with his Department of Justice, the DOJ, to recommend to the Supreme Court to make it legal to fire, for an employer to fire one of us on the basis of my gender, of my identity, of who I am. I can't help it. Yes, I was not born into this gender, but that doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make me horrible. That makes me a person that understands who I am and who I've always been. And I'm sorry that some of the world doesn't understand that, but yes, we know who we are. We know our gender identity. And yes, it differs from the way we were born. Who gives a rat's shit ass? Okay? It doesn't matter, because we're just trying to live our lives, support our family, and that's it. Yes, I use the bathroom with the gender that I identify with. And no, I have no desire to go in there and rape somebody. I'm sorry, any Republican that says that is just telling you some horse shit to, get you emotional that, oh, the evil trans people are gonna rape our children. And really, drama queens? Really? So his DOJ says, Supreme Court, we would really like for you to just support our wonderful cause of letting job places discriminate against these poor, marginalized people that we don't understand and think are crazy. So, yeah. Am I a little pissed? Yes, absolutely, because my government is supposed to be the ones writing laws to protect me, to protect the laws that they put forth, our unalienable rights that we have from our creator, or whoever you want to designate, from our consciousness, that they are supposed to protect as a government. That is their single most job. But instead it has become corrupted. And, every government around the world has corruption. And you can't argue that with me. Every single government has some form of corruption where they will do something if you give them something. It's just like us. We go fill out a job application and, certain pay may sway us. And we're like, okay, yeah, I'll work for you. Yes, absolutely. You want to pay me $25 an hour? Yeah, I'll work for you. So it's the same way. We get something and we're like, okay, sure, I can do it. Let's do it. So, the DOJ is pushing for this. And don't forget, Trump still supports taking away our medical benefits. He still supports just making transition very, very hard for all of us. That will cause many of us to start looking to the streets for jobs, i.e., sex work. And as if it wasn't bad right now, it will get worse. Most of us will turn to that because that is a revenue stream that is somewhat easy, and you make a shit ton of money. And you can pay for your meds from overseas. Most of us don't have that luxury. Most of us just want to work a regular job. But if we can't even find a job, then guess what? We're homeless, we're poor, higher suicide rate. They think suicide rate in the transgender community is high now. Wait till they enact a lot of their things. It's inevitable. If you make it tougher on people, and especially a marginalized class of people that already have a hard enough time with our self-esteem and who we are at the core, then there's going to be a lot of consequences. There's going to be a lot of negatives. You think that our poverty level is high. You think that our welfare is high. And all those negatives that, if you look them up, the transgender community is not doing well. We have very many things that, are higher than the national average, but, we don't need help. Really? What is wrong with you people? Like, really? You should do more studies about us. Maybe you should open your books and count us in the census. Oh, but no, if we count you in the census, then you're people, then you are Americans. Yes, you should count me in the census. Because then you'd know how many trans people there actually are in the U.S. And I think it's a lot higher than 600 to 1.1 million. Like, really? That is a very low estimate in my mind, in my books. I can't say how many of us there are, but there are definitely way more of us than that in the United States. Especially among 18 to 35-year-olds. A lot of that age group is coming out and, saying, hey, I don't identify with this gender I was born into, with this body I was born into. And you can't say that that person is wrong or that person is crazy when it changes our happiness. It changes how we feel about ourselves when we transition. You can't tell me what doctors are doing isn't positive. There's people like Ben Shapiro that say, oh, transitioning doesn't help you. You still have 40% suicide rate. Well, excuse me, if you use a study from 2011 that doesn't differentiate that. It just says 40% of trans people commit suicide or attempt. That is a very skewed survey. One, if they don't know the transgender population, then they are assuming a lot that, 40% of us commit suicide. Then how come there isn't 600,000 people committing suicide every year? Or however many come out every year. So that is a high number, but I don't think it's as high as they say. Not saying that it isn't high in our community, but unless they have an accurate count of how many of us there are, how many have died, you can't just put a number out there and say, oh, it's this. At the same time, with all of this, we're going to have to look at to our allies, because we aren't going to be able to do it alone. Just like the black movement, just like the women's movement, and any other movement that has been in our country or across the globe, they had to have help. They had to have other people behind them that weren't of that identity but still supported them. And God forbid if we get any more news, because I can't handle it. Because here's the thing for me. My nuclear option, I'm drawing the line in the sand. This is where I draw the line. You know what? If you keep making things worse for me, I always have that nuclear option. My nuclear option may not be the same for you, but mine is I will go north. I will go across the border, be like, hi, Canada. I seek asylum from my batshit crazy president who persecutes me. And it's a shame that we even have to consider that in a country we feel is great, that is prosperous, that accepts all people. But apparently we don't. We don't accept all people. We aren't the melting pot that we used to be. I love this video clip that I have saved on my page that's by Jeff Daniels, and I guess it's from a political movie, and he says, you know what, America's not great. You say America's great, but we have poverty level that's higher than any other country. We have pollution levels higher than any other country. And he just goes line by line on these things, and it's like, you know what? Even though it's a movie, that shit is true. So, guys, please, if you are a voter 18 to 35, you are the largest voting bloc in the U.S., but you are also the lowest percentage that votes. So we're letting all the old people determine things for us. The old people that are stuck in the mud, that don't understand us, don't understand LGBT, nothing. Because they are still stuck in like the 60s or worse. So, please subscribe below. Hit the little notification bell. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. Because I'm still going to put out my content. I'm still going to put my voice out there. Whether you like it or not. Because you know what? There's about 1 million of you. So who cares? There's 1 million of you to 1 million of us. So I guess it's even. Alright guys. I'll see you later. Bye.